And with that, we are back. And I'm looking over and I'm seeing the lines where they should be, which makes me happy. So let's see what happens, shall we? Is it that button? Aha, it's that one. No. Ooh, interesting. Oh, it has a tune. Jonathan's ex-wife, Lorraine, requests he look for her husband, but shortly after is murdered by an unknown assailant. Jonathan returns to Beyond, taking 4 capsules and a leaf he got from Lorraine with him. Having obtained Ed's help, Jonathan now begins the investigation. Ed shows Jonathan around the BCP for the time being. So, here we are. Smoothly back. Honest, yeah, it's been a while. I've slept since. Interesting side note. In the conversation, they commented that he's the real, he's like a big boss, and it's like interesting the aesthetic that they've gone for. Old guy, white hair, bearded. Just needs an eye patch to finish it up, as to say. Nice little general thing. Nope. Nope. No. Oh. Oh, that's an option.
あの男どうした？
旅はどうだった？ポリスノーツさん。
AP だったのか。トニー・レッドウッドだ。AP の爆弾処理を担当してるが、エンプス乗りでは彼の右に出る者はいない。ミスター・ゴダードと呼ばれている。
宇宙酔いくらいで参るようじゃ、早くホームのママのところへ帰った方がいいぜ。それともまたスチュワーデスに薬でももらうか。ここはビヨンドだ。あんたのような古いテレストリアルには厳しいところだ。
俺はお前のようにゾンビみたいになるつもりはないがね。
ジョナサン、やめろ。相手にするな。
そうだエド。この次元装置の仕掛けわかるか？
なんだいきなり。
あんたホームで爆弾処理班にいたことがあるらしいな。
麻薬界入る前のことだ。
通常爆弾の設計者は解体されないようにいくつかの安全策を設ける。ここに赤と青のコードがあるだろう。最後のセーフティー装置だ。このどちらかを切断すれば解体できる。俺がセットしたとしたらこれはどっちだと思う？危険の赤か安全の青か。
レッドウッドのレッド。
どうかアウトだ。コロニーに穴が開いたぞ。攻撃的な人間が常に赤を好むとは限らない。答えは青だ。俺ならいつも青にする。
ああ、覚えておくよ。
Okay, so yeah, this kind of leans into one of the other things I wanted to bring up is I had to look for something to do thumbnails, and that kind of spoils the game because it has our character on one side and him on the other, which was already ringing lots of red flags with the arm and so forth. So yeah, that's interesting. Let's have a look at the bomb. I defused this earlier. Real state-of-the-art device. Terrorists have been using some pretty advanced components in their bombs lately, haven't they? It was a bomb that killed Lorraine. Why'd you ask me about it anyway? You never know when terrorists could strike. Even an old-timer like you should be prepared. Okay. I don't even have to defuse another bomb. One never knows when one's life might be threatened by one of these. What do you think you're doing? I'm not here to amuse you. I don't ever want to have to defuse another bomb. Okay, we're looping. Let's have a look at its giant police logo. That's a BCP holographic insignia. In addition to identifying the wearer as a police officer, it's also there to prevent counterfeiting. What was I doing for Jonathan? Who'd believe he's one of the good guys without a uniform? Yeah, that'd do. That's a body armor spacesuit AP use. It can take quite a number of hits. If they take their helmet on, they can go out into space just like that. Okay. Yeah, he was looping there. Let's have a look at his arm. He's got a weird air about him. You'd never guess he's a cop. Even among APs, he's unusual. In case you're wondering where I got he kinda speaks like this from, I blame an audiobook series that I'm currently listening to, called Space Team. There's about 6 or 8 books in it, and there's like a cyborg in it that talks kind of like this, and I kind of can do this voice, which is fascinating. He looks like a corpse with that complexion, not to mention the look on his face. We call them the living dead round this station. I don't blame you. Okay. Let's move back. Don't want to talk to you just yet.
感じ悪いやつだな。一度も瞬きしなかった。
フローズナーはみんなだ。あれでノーマルらしい。
ノーマル？異常だぜ。
彼らは目に人工水晶体の眼内レンズを装着してるらしい。視力は常人の2倍はあるって聞いたがな。
それにしてもエド、奴に対しておかしくないか？
そうか？
奴と何かあるのか？
フローズナーとは合わないだけだ。
Okay, so let's look back at him. Yeah, let's approach. What's the matter? Did something happen? Okay, let's look at his... That, General? Is that your uniform? Looks more like something you'll find in the military. That's the uniform of the BCP brass. Okay. Let's look at his hand. You have a real commanding presence, Gates. Think so? I've heard that before. Your face hasn't changed that much, Gates. Yeah, I suppose I've been luckier than some. Okay, let's talk to him. Hey, Gates. What is it? Ask about the ex-Policenauts. What happened to the others? Tokugawa resigned from BCP 20 years ago and headed up the Tokugawa group. Salvador quit, I suppose, 10 years or so ago and apparently went back home. Okay, let's ask about the place. The Policenauts eventually evolved into a proper police force we have today. AP do most of the work here now. They're our mobile police unit. AP. AP were created to be a new breed of space police designed around the special set of conditions you have on the colony. Ooh, that opened up a lot. Members. We recruit AP members from government frozeners. It's dangerous work. Having a family or friends is only a burden. That was one of the lessons of your accident. On top of that, we only use sperm-carrying genes as well suited to space environment when they fertilize frozen eggs. In other words, they select the fathers of past astronauts. Meaning that we could be responsible for some of these guys. It's possible there is. You could say Frozeners are literal sons of our astronauts, gene soldiers. That seems barbaric in a way. Yeah, I talked to Redwood. There's definitely something unusual about him. What do you mean? Well, you have an elite class of people supposedly going to protect the general population. That just doesn't work. People don't look at it that way, Jonathan. This is outer space. Rules are different here. Okay, their work. In addition to their normal police duties, AP also use EMPS to perform rescue operations inside the colony. As it stands, Frozeners are the only ones capable of handling the colony's real police work. Because they're so superior, right? What do you mean? I sat next to Redwood on my flight here. He was going on about how special they are. We couldn't maintain security here without people such as them. All APs take pride in what they do. Huh. Okay, so this is the thing that we ended up having a long nap in. EMPs are a type of mechanical suit used both inside and outside the colony, born from cooperation between Tokugawa Heavy Industries and ourselves. They employ a bilateral master-slave manipulator, which allows for 7 degrees of freedom, just like the human body. The technology is a product of Tokugawa Heavy Industries. Research on master-slave manipulators. That Yuri you had your accident in is a far cry from the performance and reliability. Why don't they use some, just turn them into robots while they're at it? The visual sensors in today's robots take 1 full second longer than a human to process. A second can make all the difference in the world out here. Teleexistence is a more feasible option. Television, telephone. So, type of existence. Teleexistence. That's a weird word. That is a weird word. Oh, I'm curious. Are they pulling something out of their butt? Or is it a real word? Internet to the rescue. Okay, there is a word, but it only has a single, well, only has like a single E where there's 2 E's together. So yeah, he's obviously trying to create their own word. Tele-existence. Telephone, television. Ways of communicating. Reflexes? Maybe. Perception of the world. Okay, I've been muddling on for that for a long, long time. You mean controlling EMPs by remote? We wouldn't have to worry about exposure to cosmic rays that way either. Mind you, we still have problems with such communication interference and time lag to overcome first. Okay, Lorraine's murder. The police on home have been in touch with us as it involved the murder of a Beyond. What a senseless crime. Who would have thought something like that could happen to your ex-wife? What's Ola saying? They've concluded she was the victim of a bomb planted by repatriatists, or possibly eco-terrorists, but there's not much evidence to go on. Repatriatists? They're loving their words. Yeah, how many times can we make Preet say this word? Yes, repatriationists. It's been 30 years since we colonized space. The pollution of space environment has become quite pronounced. Yeah, they said something on the plane about the fact that the toilets no longer excrete the things that come out of humans into space, and it gets dealt with. So there could be quite literally a load of crap floating around in space. Lovely. That's where the movement was born. They say we should just stop all this and return home. Show... Yeah, let's start there. Well, I'll be. I haven't seen that in donkey's years. A phrase I know! Yay! This is you and Lorraine, I see. What are you planning on doing, bringing a photograph like this with you? Try to forget about what happened and moved on. Lorraine would want the same. Hojo! This is the guy who's gone missing. He seems very like all the other people you find at Tokugawa. And then for Lorraine to be killed as well. Oh, does he give more than one thing? I think that's a thing. We've always gone our separate ways. The day you left us will probably be the last time we were ever together. You heard about AP. Policenauts are a fading memory here. That's just the way things are, I'm afraid. Okay, so he's looping on that. BCP. BCP is better equipped to do its job with the introduction of AP. Traditional cops have had to do more or less shift duties. Okay, we're looping pretty quickly on this guy. BCP, as it's existed before, was simply unequipped to deal with space unique environment. That's why we all started using EMPs as well. I feel like I've read that one before. Biggest mistake the Policenauts made while carrying over the police system from home to beyond the colony. This isn't home, it's a space colony in the middle of nowhere. AP have given us a starting, transforming our entire force into one fully adapted to beyond. In order to obtain financial support from home and various business sectors, we threw the word advanced in there, but they're already form the core of the BCP. Okay. It seems like it's like 3 things each time. APs also carry out a number of missions in zero-gravity areas. In order to prevent calcium lost in weightlessness, they have a hybrid artificial bones, joints, and auditory oscillos. Interesting. Therefore, they don't need to worry about the effects of extended work here. They're indispensable around here. Okay. They might be the ones with the right stuff. Well, the real right stuff is what he said. We conduct reorganized peaceful operations outside the colony as well, in accordance with the agreement on the rescue of astronauts, the return of astronauts, and the return of objects launched into outer space. We have to tread carefully around this, however. Uncopulus are always breathing down our necks. Uncopulus. Why isn't there like a little thing going, this is what it means? We should end up with an international incident on our hands if we're not too careful. No matter what you or anyone else thinks about them, APs are a necessity around here. Imps. In addition, imps don't possess any singular points. Singular points? A singular point occurs when you have a limit to how far you're able to move one joint in a given direction. Previous manipulators have all had singular points due to shortcomings in their joint drive mechanisms. The moving body 3D analytic algorithm developed by Tokugawa Heavy Industries has succeeded in eliminating singular points from imps. And breathe. Anymore. AP couldn't function without imps nowadays, not at least a witch on their patrols. Okay, more about the murder. Naturally, we don't have jurisdiction over Ola here. There's nothing we can do. It's difficult for us to obtain any sort of detailed information. Our relationship with the police on home isn't the best. That's why I want you to keep this under the radar. Understood? Yeah, of course. Thanks again, Gates. Okay. He looks like a serious chap, but the type to disappear without a word. Why don't you try and focus more on the future? In any case, that's something you should keep to yourself, don't you think? No, I'm gonna stick it in everyone's face. Okay. Can we... You can see the reflection of Gates' head in the glass. Is it just me, or is he going bald? Something of the matter, Jonathan? No. Just admiring your clean windows. Boy, these things are spick and span, huh, Ed? As you'd imagine, being chief is no bed of roses. Your life revolves around protecting beyond citizens. Okay. Ciao. See you later. Okay, now we can go back to this guy. This should be fun. You're still here. Talk. Redwood. What do you want? Him. My commanding officer is the chief. My compatriots are the guys you see around you. You're neither of those. I don't have to answer your questions. What did you come here for anyway? You like the little dog that won't stop barking at your ankles. Okay, AP. I don't have to talk to anyone outside AP, that includes you. Ed? He's a totally different person from the plane. That, in case you haven't figured it out, well, that was an act. An act. We can modify our personalities anytime we need to. All part of the training. I'll say it again, I'm not obliged to talk to you, either of you. Oh, obligated. My bad. Lorraine, who's that? I don't know anyone called Lorraine. We had a conversation on the space plane bus thing. He really is a completely different person. Not my department, I don't know anything. The space plane. On the space plane, you said you were gone to visit some family on home or something. Oh. On the space plane, you said you'd gone to visit some family on home or something, didn't you? It wasn't work related, it was personal. I don't have to explain myself to you. Answer the question. I don't remember saying anything like that. What makes you think I have time to waste on you guys? You seem like someone with a lot of free time to me. We don't want you here. Why is this so difficult for you to understand? Okay.
そのくわえタバコ、まだやめられないようだな。そんな格好でうろうろしてると逮捕されるぜ。気をつけな。
あいにく灰皿が見当たらんのでな。
灰皿？灰皿なら空気感あるだろう。
Okay, I don't get that jab. Guess we'll be leaving now. They keep their helmets on even when they're in the station. The helmets are linked to the BCP's network. The visor displays a 3D image of whatever data they're working with. That's the hangar for AP's EMPs, behind the chief. Our mechanics and system engineers are all employees of Tokugawa Heavy Industries. They look like they were taken straight out of those robot animes. And now I've got Otacon in my head. Straight out of these robot animes. That's such... Yeah, I'm sure there's only one word wrong. That were big when we were kids. Okay. What about you? These terminals display the data sent here around the clock by operators. What's this flashing one? Those terminals output data on beyond. Okay. We came from Vice. Forensics are doing that. Well, we could check in. See if they've come up with anything. Hello there.
分析結果が出とるぞ。ゴールビーも頑張ってくれた。
えらく早いな。
当たり前じゃ。ゴールビー。まずジョナサンから預かったカプセル剤じゃが。
I'm sure this is the bit where you meant to tell me something.
ジョナサン、無駄足だったかもしれん。わざわざビヨンドまで来たようじゃが。4つのカプセルはどれも徳川製薬が扱う新薬じゃ。インドメタシン ZL、 これはインドール誘導体を含む解熱鎮痛剤。次はパラディソン、これはペンゾジアゼジン誘導体を含む精神安定剤。
そしてハイファイトミン、これは B12 を含む水溶性ビタミン。最後はフェドレジン、これは塩酸エンドルフィンを使った交感神経興奮性鎮害剤。
ビタミン剤、風邪薬、咳止め、精神安定剤。
麻薬の一種ではなかったのか。
どうやらそうらしいの。これは単なる薬じゃ。それも発売済みのな。
なぜ北条はただの薬を大切に持っていたんだ。
何か細工があるんじゃないのか。製薬会社の社員なんだろ。
カプセルにマイクロフィルムを隠すとか。
そうまで言うのならこれを見てみるんじゃ。4つの薬品の成分と化学組成の分析結果は数値も何もかも徳川が申請している薬と全く一致する。さらにあまりよく知られてはおらんが、正規の薬には全てその内容薬が何であるかを示す製剤識別コードというものが薬の表面か包装に記号化されて示されているんじゃ。この白い部分のマークが徳川製薬製を示し、その横の数字が薬品名を示しとる。これらのカプセルもこの規定に従い製剤識別コードの表示と内容が一致する。つまりごく普通に大量流通している薬じゃ。どれも特別な薬ではなく何の共通性も見出せん。いや、ただ
どうした。
一つ腑に落ちんことがある。これを見てくれ。これはカプセルのコードの拡大画像じゃ。こうしてみるとこのマークは確かに徳川製薬の識別コードなんじゃが、見るんじゃ。三つ葉葵の上の部分が欠けているじゃろ。今のプリント技術ではこんなミスは起こさん。
ああ、確かに欠けている。
しかもこの欠けている部分が右と左で対になってるんじゃ。4つのうち2つが左の刃が欠け、残り2つは右が欠けている。偶然じゃろうかな。
プリントミスでないとすると意図的な印。徳川製薬品の偽物じゃないのか。
それにもう一つ、このカプセルは封入式でなくキャップ式を採用している。キャップ式カプセルは半世紀も前に使われなくなってるんじゃ。
北条はどうしてこのカプセルを。このカプセルに何があるんだ。そしてこのカプセルのためにロレインも。
しかし徳川製薬が関係していることは間違いない。徳川製薬社員の行方不明、不可解な徳川製薬のカプセル。
ビクトル、葉の方はどうなんだ。
こっちの方はズバリじゃったよ。この葉はブラックポピーの葉じゃ。
ブラックポピー。
黒消しだ。合成麻薬ナークを作る原料となる。
ああ、ニュースで言ってたやつか。
そうだ。毎日合成麻薬ナークに関する事件は絶えん。
やはり麻薬絡みか。
ビヨンドにおける消し栽培は何年も前に完全に撲滅したはずだ。これはホームから密輸したものだろう。
となると北条は黒消しの密輸に関与していたのか。
それが見てくれ。これはこの葉の断面図じゃ。普通ホームで育った植物からは必ず大気汚染物質が検出されるんじゃ。じゃがこの葉はきれいなもんじゃ。きれいすぎる。
つまり地球外で栽培されたものということか。
さらに限定を裏付けるウイロイドの一種が検出された。
ウイロイド。
これがそうじゃ。 植物細胞内に感染して増殖する病原体じゃ。しかもこれは5年前にビヨンド内だけで大流行したウイロイド S 型。
ということはこのビヨンド内のどこかで黒消しが栽培されているということか。密輸ではなく。
で、この葉が半分の意味は？
それはわからん。切断面から人工的に切断されているのは確かじゃが。
ナーク取引の際の割り符かな。
さっきの製剤コードと関係しているとは思えないか。
とにかく北条の失踪にはナークが絡んでる。そしてその舞台になっているのが徳川製薬。
ますます厄介だな。これまでにも徳川と麻薬の関係はささやかれていたんだが、上からの圧力もかかってうやむやになっている。数年前に本部長が AP を使って大々的に捜査を続けたが失敗に終わった。
それからか、ゲイツに根性がなくなったのは。
確証がつかめんことには手を出せん。ジョナサン、この件は思ったより根が深そうだ。下手すれば死人が増えることになる。
ともあれ、徳川製薬へ行ってみようぜ。北条の勤めている会社だ。何かわかるだろう。
徳川製薬なら案内しよう。ただし慎重に行こう、ジョナサン。
徳川製薬なら世話になったからな。酔い止め薬で。
他に質問は？
Okay, so we're back. Yeah, there was one other thing I wanted to bring up before continuing on. And this game hasn't got a lot of 3D assets at all. As in, it's pretty much all 2D and like small video files. But yet it's on 2 CDs. So it does make me wonder how long this game actually is and if there's any deviation in regards to the outcome you get based on your decisions. So, you don't react to me, computery thing. Let's have a talk with you. Doctor, are you listening? Ask about Narc. What can you tell us about Narc? I saw a little bit about it on the news. It's a drug that first became popular with astronauts for relieving the pressure of the job. It's since spread across beyond and the rest of space. It's a semi-synthetic narcotic created through supercomputer drug design. Black poppy opium still serves as its base. Even a couple of milligrams can be enough to kill you. It's difficult to detect in drug tests because it's taken in such small amounts. That's why it's so hard to prosecute users. They just seem to look harder, that's all. We've had ways of detecting trace amounts of drugs for a long time. RNA testing, for example. Well, that's true, yeah. Some screeners have just stopped trying. Anyway, that's one of the reasons Narcs became so popular. People know the chances of being caught are next to none. Okay, Narc. Narc is made by first extracting opium from the black root poppy pods. After you combine it with a synthetic drug made from pethidine and other compounds. And then to that you add a hallucinogenic. You end up with an effect of a natural drug with a synthetic drug and a hallucinogen. One horrible, horrific combination. Some people call it the drug of the 21st century because of the way it was developed. It's been nearly 250 years since Septimer first isolated morphine into an opium from an opium. You can't blame all the advances of modern pharmacology for that monster. The number of narc users continues to grow every year. It's just as big a problem on Beyond as anywhere in space. Black poppies. The black poppy is a delicate plant, similar in ways to some orchids. Cultivating them would require a lot of money, effort, and the right technology. It's more than a one-man operation. It isn't easy growing black poppies in space. That's why the Mafia gave up on it years ago. You can't grow them in such harsh environments without adequate facilities. So the Mafia isn't behind this. We can't say that for sure, but not one of their main areas of interest. You just need the most up-to-date equipment to do it. It wouldn't be like bootlegging during the Prohibition. The risks would be too great. It wouldn't be good business. But nevertheless, someone's responsible for it. Oh, that was the wrong voice. Right. Then who the hell is it? Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals. Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals is the Tokugawa Group's biggest money maker after Tokugawa Heavy Industries, Tokugawa Electronics, and Tokugawa Construction. I'm surprised there's not like Tokugawa Fast Food. They were one of the first companies to expand into space development. They developed the first made-in-space version of drugs like interferon and eucaxis. They were practically an overnight success. The development of their immunosuppressive wonder drug, colopsidine, used in organ transplants, revolutionized pharmacology. Though, of course, the development of mass transplantation, where you mask the organ's antigens with an antibody fragments and avoid post-op rejection. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Ended with the need for it. They led the pharmaceutical industry not only on Beyond but throughout space. Their work with the cancer drug Policenauts, their SAS medicine, calcium foods. Their list of successes goes on and on. They've had a lot of good results, but you don't hear very nice stories about what's going on beyond the scenes. I said before, it isn't easy growing back poppies in space, but I bet they could do it. It would only be a question of developing the technology. Why don't you try going over there? What we got to show? Okay, not much. How are you doing there, Gorby? He is processing something right now, actually. Quite the machine, isn't he? Yeah, if I was in older, all that would have been taken a week. Okay. Move. Don't want to play with the shooting range. Let's go back to the lobby. We'll be back later, Doctor. My name's Victor.
BCP の正面玄関のロビーだ。大きさを無視すればホームの警察と大差はないはずだ。
整然としすぎてるがな。
And there was me thinking I could sneakily roll myself a cigarette. So it didn't really look at you that much. That guy isn't one of us. He's a police drama buff. Movies, TV shows, you name it. He likes to come and hang out here. Detective. detective. I don't really see you having much input in this, so you're getting my voice. Hey, you seen Detective Doyle, Deputy Marshal McLeod? For God's sake, don't get him going. Comes here every day babbling the same nonsense. We all know him. Okay, so it is looping. Find what you're looking for, detective? I'm just getting started. Hey, Ed. Now you can add babysitting terrestrial douches to your job description. Okay. Go outside.
よし、ジョナさん、捜査に出かけよう。BCP 前だ。さあ、捜査に出かけよう。
足は
そこに BCP のポリスカーがある。あれで現場へ向かおう。
Which I'm guessing involves going drive. Ooh. Let's start with Hojo's house. Every time I say Hojo, it's like Hojo from Final Fantasy VII.
ダメだ。北条の住所がわからん。
どうして BCP のデータバンクで簡単に。
徳川系の社員情報は BCP のコンピュータからはアクセスできないんだ。徳川に関するあらゆるデータは企業秘密として法律で守られている。だから名簿にも載っていない。
バカな、この時代に。
Okay, so that's not our car. That's not our car, Jonathan. Okay, to the company.
ジョナサン、乗れよ。
何年ぶりかな、江戸の無茶な運転を体験するのは。
ホームのスポーツカーとは違う。そんなにスピードは出ん。安心しろ。コンピュータのサポートシステムを搭載した知能カーだ。
ちょっとは安心だな。なんだ
あれが最新のパトロールの方法だ。コロニー内をわずか数十分で巡回できる。
俺たちはまさに時代遅れだな。
さあ、俺たち流の捜査に出かけよう。ジョナサン、タバコはダメだ。
禁煙者。
コロニー内での喫煙は禁止なんだ。
このタバコは副流煙の出ないもの。肺がんになるのは俺だけです。
ここはホームとは違う。ここでの喫煙は立派な犯罪だ。しかも肺を提供するドナーにもなれん。道徳的にも恥じる行為だ。
火はつけん。口に加えてるだけだ。
しかしいつからだ。昔は吸わなかったろ。
迷惑はかけん。
ここにしばらくいればやめられるさ。
そうかな。
そうさ、必ず吸わなくなる。そのうちな。ここが徳川製薬のビヨンド研究所だ。まずはここから捜査に取り掛かろう。
Oh, sorry, that's my cue, isn't it? This is the building's main plate. It says Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals Research and Development Facility. It's written in Japanese, too. Funny looking building. It's like some kind of palace or something. I've seen this design before in ancient Japanese architecture. That's the Tokugawa Aoi, the Holy Cox. It's Tokugawa Group's logo, borrowed from the Tokugawa family crest. Look at how big they've got up there. You can't miss it. I suppose we best... This appears to be the front entrance. Hey, it's open. Let's go.
ヨナさん、それじゃあ中に入ろう。
ここは徳川製薬の研究開発ビルだ。関係者以外の立ち入りは禁止になっているんだ。悪いがお引き取り願おうか。
Let's look at the camera. A surveillance camera? That's close I can do to Snake. Lately, they've been able to put security cameras monitoring under computer control. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Just looking around. Looks like a research lab. It says DDS on the glass. What do you guys want? Can we get a name from here? It's a security proof. The security guard's sitting behind it. Terrific. Where's the cute girl? He must be the security guard here. He's a little short, but he's well built. He looks like the kind of guy who's done martial arts before. What do you guys want? Like, oh my god. Let's talk.
BCP のものだが、ここで働いている北条健三のことで話が聞きたい。
警察？なんだ BCP か。俺はここの警備兼受付を任されている斉藤ってもんだ。で、どういう要件だ？
Let's be kind and ask about him. Are you an actual Tokugawa employee or are you with a security company? I was originally an assistant here, but with my physique they decided to put me on security. I'm still an official employee, therefore I hold a certain level of knowledge about our operations. You couldn't call me an expert anymore though. Were you born on Beyond? Yes, I'm a Beyond. Born and raised here on the colony. My parents are Japanese terrestrials. You look like you're in a pretty good shape. You do any sports or anything? I practiced judo and karate for a number of years. Yeah, we'll start with the group. Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals pioneered made-in-space drug development. We're now the world's leader in pharmaceutical technology with a track record that speaks for itself. We're one of the true colony-age businesses. I suppose our Japanese management style is one of the reasons for our success. We're also involved in the production of designer foods and functional foods. The company holds a large shares of markets besides pharmaceuticals. You guys didn't come all the way here to ask me about that, did you? This facility. He's going to be cagey on this one. What is it you guys do here? What is it you guys do here? Why did it take me so many attempts to get that line right? This is Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals Research and Development Facility on Beyond. Our main focus here is on our DDS work. The other area of interest is the factory where we manufacture simple drug samples. Simple drugs. I've mentioned everything I can, the rest is top secret. What's this DDS you mentioned? It stands for Drug Delivery System. DDS development looks at new ways to deliver drugs. Before, all drugs had to go through the process of absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. That meant the only small amount of drug ever reached the target area. You with me so far? So the goal of any DDS product is to ensure necessary amount of a drug is presented in the target areas at all times. You get all that? Not really. They did this in the past through ribonomes and microspheres in a case of cancer drugs, for instance, with their numerous side effects. This guy's a walking encyclopedia. In other words, a DDS treatment is like a targeted system that sends a drug exactly where you want it to go. It's also called the missile treatment. So it delivers a drug straight to the disease area. Is it accurate? Of course. What's more, you can control how much is released and when it's released. The artificial bones made out of bioactive cement used in people with osteoporosis and certain rheumatic disorders are also a type of DDS. Geez, what isn't DDS? It covers wide areas, yes. Injection and oral medicines can be DDS as well. Though I should mention that we don't conduct research on prodrugs or ATE drugs here. Hujo.
この研究所に北条健三という男が勤めてるはずだが。
ああ、確かに北条さんならうちの社員だ。何年も前からこの研究所で働いてる。俺なんかよりもずっと古いさ。
実は北条氏の捜索願いが出てるんだが。
捜索願い？そうか。それじゃあもうオープンなんだな。
ん？今なんて？
いや、会社の方から信用問題になるからしばらく様子を見るようにって言われてね。
マスコミに騒がれるとまたイメージダウンだからな。
まあ早い話がそういうこと。うちほどのグループになるといろいろと妬まれたりするから。
それで北条氏はいつから？
それがもう3週間にもなるかな。北条さん連絡もなしにぷっつりと来なくなったんだ。それでこっちも困ってるんだ。どうしていいものやら。家族の方からも問い合わせがあるし、会社からは口止めされてるしでね。
Let's ask about his disappearance. You have any idea what happened to Hojo? Well, he was a real workaholic. Maybe all the stress finally got to him. He was holed up in there almost non-stop in the weeks before he disappeared. He couldn't have gone back home. A lot of terrestrials do that. You mean return home syndrome? That's when someone who can't cope with living on Beyond anymore leaves their family and job behind and disappear to home. Happens a lot with our company since we have so many Japanese employees. Japanese people can be like that. I'm sure there wouldn't have been a word. There would have been word if he had been involved in an accident or something. Maybe you really did just want to get away from this place. I'm sure there would have been. Yeah, okay. What was his job? What does Hojo's job involve? He's head of DDS development here. He also the sales rep for DDS products. The latter involves distributing information to hospitals and doctors about new drugs developed here. Anyone else work with him? Mr. Hojo ran just about the entire thing himself, research, development and marketing. I heard he'd several assistants before, but they all left. He did it all himself? Yeah, at least nowadays, only a very select number of extremely intelligent people work here. But still, it's like this. Our company is very paranoid. Mr. Hojo's work in particular is highly classified, even within the company. Who's taken over for him? All DDS work was suspended after Mr. Hojo's disappearance. Who knows when it'll start back up? Huh. How did Hojo seem before he disappeared? Anything unusual about him? He just finished work on a new product. Everything went well, as far as I know. Did he appear worried about anything? If he was worried about something, I'd say it would have been his daughter more than his work. His daughter? He said she was very ill, that she needed a bone marrow transplant, something like that. Her name's Karen. He said drugs couldn't cure her. Cruel irony for him. Mr. Hojo loves his daughter very much. He never stops thinking about her. He would always talk about how great she was and beautiful. Shame she has such a serious illness. I'm sure there would have been a word if it... Yeah, okay, so he's looping on that subject. New product? What's this new product Hojo was working on? All I can tell you is that it's the newest product in our DDS line. Sorry, officers, but the rest is classified. There's a lot of competition in this industry, and I have a job to keep. Okay, address. Where does Hojo live? The most exclusive area of Tokugawa Hills. You can't miss it. Huge place at the end. Tokugawa Hills, huh? That's a high-priced residential area. A lot of Japanese people live there. All Tokugawa-related information is protected by the law, right? I think anyone desperate enough could get hold of an address. Well, it's not like I didn't have a clue where he might live. It's just better to get their permission. Okay. Yep, okay. No. Okay. Look, a magnetic lock. The security level for this area must be higher than the others. The only will eggheads get back here. I can't let you in there. Doesn't matter what you say. That's the second floor walkway. It's probably used for giving tours or for the guards to move about. The place feels like a military base with its layout. Okay. Ooh.
その北条の研究室 DDS ルームの中を見せてもらいたいんだが、北条の足取りを探りたい。
頼む。何か手がかりがあるかもしれん。
あんたら無茶言うな。
無茶は承知だ。
こいつの言う通りにした方がいいぞ。かえって面倒になる。
待ってくれ。面倒はごめんだ。
悪いようにはしない。
参ったな。
参ったんなら入れてくれ。
DDS ルームだけなら構わないが、会社には内緒にしてくれよ。俺はビヨンズなんだ。こんなことが会社にバレたらここで働けなくなる。
大丈夫だ。約束する。
それじゃあロックを解除するから。さあ DDS ルームだ。北条さんがいなくなった時のままの状態だ。あんまり触らないでくれよ。
Interesting. So, there's a couple of things that stand out. So let's It's all medical text and pharmacological files. I wouldn't have a clue what they say. He's got a 2D photo here. Mr. Hojo always keeps pictures of his family around. That's unusual for a Japanese in the workplace. That's his wife next to him. He talked about her a lot. This is the same photo Lorraine gave me. As you can probably tell, Mr. Hojo was a jealous guy. He was very protective of his wife. Kenzie Hojo. He seems like a down-to-the-earth kind of guy. Where could he be? Lorraine. That's Miss Hojo. Okay, what are you?
ああ、それは北条さんが使ってたホワイトボードだよ。あの人几帳面だったからいつもそこに予定を書き込んでいたんだ。
これは北条の筆跡か？
間違いない。北条さんの字だ。
確か北条が消息を絶ったのが15日。
15日。予定が書き込んであるぞ。
この100の下は日本語か？
それはセットだ。
15日 K9 100セット
BCCH 何の略だ？
うちが薬を卸してる病院さ。
この下の落書きは何だろう？なんかのマークかな？
猫の足跡みたいだな。
That's Mr. Hojo's whiteboard. I'm pretty sure what's written here is in fact what Mr. Hojo did that day. K900 and then a reference hospital. And the music has taken a sinister tone. This plate has holograms of various K-series products. They're all Mr. Hojo's work. K3 is a DDS that mimics contact lenses. Uses transverse Gulu delivery system where the drug is absorbed through the ocular mucous membranes. It was the first product in our DDS line. It gathered a lot of attention at the time. K5 is a DDS that takes the form of a patch. It uses transdermal delivery system where the drug is absorbed through the skin. So it's like an ordinary electrophoretic patch. The advantage of a transdermal system is that you can supply the drug for several weeks with one application. In the past, it was mainly used for delivering nitroglycerin and analgesia medication. They also use it to treat osteoporosis and asthma now. Okay, looping. K6 is a DDS where the drug is absorbed through the bronchial mucous membranes. It's frequently used to treat problems like stomatitis. That one is a little different from the others. That's a mosquito type nano machine that we tried to use for administering injections. The medical establishment fiercely opposed it, however, so right now it's only used for drawing blood in certain cases. Complaints used to make a number of the self-propelled micromachine capsules in certain parts of the body, but it was too difficult making them in the right size for the circulatory system. Micro machines aren't very common in medicine, at least when it comes to the general public. The use of nanomachines is even further down the line. Nanomachines. Ah! What's this blank space for? That's reserved for K9. We haven't revealed it to the public yet. Still gathering data at the moment.
ちょっと待った。 K9100 セットだって？ K9 ってまだ商品化されていないんだろう。どうして病院に100セットも？
新製品は許可が下りた時点で発売までの間にサンプルテストを行うんだよ。テストといっても副作用とかじゃなく、二次的なデータを集めて生産や営業への参考にするためさ。
それで100セットっていうのは腑に落ちんな。
その病院で確かめてみた方がいいな。
そのサンプルはどこで作るんだ？
ここの試作工場さ。
そこを見せてもらえないか？
それは無理だ。
Sinister. This is where K9's going to be added. Okay. Telephone? It's a wall video phone. It isn't connected to an outside line for security reasons. Computer, the one that looks different. What's this? That's the Tokugawa Group's network terminal. It's called a G-Gear 99. Gear, Metal Gear, T-Gear. All the computers in the group are connected via network. It's used by employees for correspondence and work. It's a special type of hardware not available to the public. If this wasn't connected to the network, it'd be totally useless. You mind if we check it out? I can't permit that. You would have access to classified information. Of course, you need to pass the security checks before you could get online anyway. Is that your ID card? Every room in the building requires an ID card. You can't go anywhere without one. This card is used through the group. Every employee has one. Huh. Wonder if we can find Hojo's card. It's a T-Gear 99, the Tokugawa Group's network terminal. What are you? No. Can't interact with you. They've got a lot of different machines here. Just what you'd expect from a place like this. Mr. Hojo used these in his research. I don't know what's what. To tell you the truth, there's a master-slave manipulator too. These cost a lot of money. Sure do. Nothing but the latest and greatest. It's not easy getting your hands on this stuff. Big different from Victor's stuff. They've got a lot of... Okay. What are you? That's a partition. When DDS development first started, this area was quite big. Each K-Series product had its own team. These were used to separate them. They've got a lot of different machines here. Just what you'd expect for a place like this. Okay. Nothing's jumping out at me. Finished? Even though his uniform got the Tokugawa logo on it. You see this everywhere you go here. Everybody knows it. Okay. Let's check things out here a little bit more, Jonathan. Let's see what he knows about BCCH. Sir? He's given more intimidating. He's even more intimidating when he stands up. What is it? Ask about. BCCH stands for Beyond Coastal Central Hospital. It's the biggest hospital on Beyond, making it the biggest single market for us. Yeah, I'm familiar with it myself. Several of our employees work from there. We have a very close relationship. We get most of our product data from them. The importance of our relationship with BCC can't be understated. Least of all, Mr. Hojo's work there. BCCH is easily the biggest hospital on the colony. Okay. Oh, he still wants me to find. Why don't we ask him about what Hojo was doing on the 15th? Sir? What do you want to know? The 15th? Oh, I missed that. So, according to the whiteboard, Hojo, on the 15th of last month, went to BCCH, right? He left just after lunch and never came back. It's the last time I ever saw him. So we know Hojo went to BCCH that day. Hopefully we can pick up the trail there. Okay.
よし。北条の足取りも分かったことだし、失礼しようか、ジョナさん。
いいか、くれぐれも会社には内緒にしてくれよ。俺が署内を案内したなんてな。
分かってる。助かったよ。
We're outside Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals. So let's drive. And we'll go to the house.
いいか、ジョナさん。北条家へ向かうぞ。
北条の家か。
どうした、ジョナさん。
気が進まない。触れてはいけないのかもしれない。
ジョナさん、もう片足を突っ込んでるんだ。引っ返せない。
はあ。
避けては通れん。
分かってる。北条家、ロレインの家。
ここが北条家らしい。
ここにロレインが。
娘のカレンがいるはずだ。彼女に話を聞こう。ジョナさん、娘のカレンは BBC の人気キャスターだ。カレン北条。聞いたことがあるだろ。
ロレインがそんなこと言ってたな。ニュースキャスター？もしや。
彼女はロレインの生き写しだ。
ロレインの娘か。
いいな、ジョナサン。30年も経っているんだ。お前にとっては3年前のことに思えるかもしれんが、冷静に受け止めるんだぞ。
Okay, so before I forget again, overwrite. Thank you. The building's got a hint of Japanese architecture. This is just stunning. You don't see many houses this big on Beyond, especially ones with non-standard architecture. Non-standard architecture? All resident buildings on Colony have to follow a certain architectural regulations. If you own the land, you can't just build anything you want. Sounds like fun. So this is the place. Is this place breaking the law? They get away with it because they're with Tokugawa. They make exceptions then. That window looks different. We can't see inside from the adjustable glass. With the colony shaped like a cylinder, normally both neighbors are able to see inside your house. It's one problem beyond's biggest problems. Okay. It's the front door. There's a doorbell next to it. they've got a security camera too. Where? Where be if security camera? You ready? I'll ring the doorbell.
はい、どなたですか？
BCP のものです。ちょっとお話を伺いたいのですが。
BCP。ちょっと待ってください。セキュリティを解除しますから、ID をカメラに向けてください。
こうかな。
ロレイン。いや、カレンさん。
ええ、カレン北条です。あなたはジョナサン・イングラム。あなた、イングラムね。
ああ、そうだが。
帰って。どうして私たちの家族につきまとうの？これ以上私たちを苦しめないで。お願いよ。
カレンさん、そんな気はない。俺はただ地球でロレインに、君の母親に頼まれたんだ。父親を探し出してほしいって。
その母さんもあなたに会いに行ったばっかりに。どうして父や母が。どうしてなの？あなたよ、ジョナサン・イングラム。いつもあなたが原因よ。あなたが母を殺したも同然よ。つきまとうのはやめてください。父は私が探します。帰ってください。
カレンさん、あなたはジョナサンを誤解してる。
あなたは？
私は BCP の風紀家のエド・ブラウン。ジョナサン同様、君の母さんの古い友人だ。ジョナサンがロレインや君たちを苦しめるなんてとんでもない。俺はこいつと古い付き合いだ。こいつのロレインへの気持ちは誰よりも知っている。
知ってるわ。母さんもあなたのことをずっと思ってた。母は父にいくら言われてもあなたの写真いつも持ち歩いていたもの。父さんかわいそうだった。母さんは忘れなければならなかったのよ。そのことで父と母は喧嘩が絶えなかったわ。私はそんな二人を見て育ったのよ。幼い頃からジョナサン・イングラムを恨みながら。
知らなかった。すまない。
カレンさん、君の気持ちはよくわかる。だがジョナサンを恨むのは間違っている。こいつはつい3年前まで宇宙をさまよっていたんだ。
カレンさん、聞いてくれ。君も君の父さんも大変な事件に巻き込まれてるかもしれない。俺は君たちを助けたい。君たちの力になりたい。
カレンさん、どうか分かってくれ。
分かったわ。うるさくされると迷惑だから。中に入って。
ありがたい。
さてどうしましょう、刑事さん。
へえ、内装も素晴らしい。
Sorry, had to burp. Okay, well, I'm hovering over this, so... What's this? It's a biosphere. It serves as a model of the CLS. CLS stands for Closed Ecological Life Support System. You don't need to give it any food or oxygen, it's totally self-sufficient. Like with this model, if the colony balance was disturbed, it would become unable to support life. That water is filled with a bacterial soup. The temperature is maintained at 25 degrees Celsius. The bacteria oxidized in organic waste, producing carbon dioxide and inorganic compounds. That water is filled with bacterial soup. Okay. You? What do these speakers belong to? They go with our home entertainment system there. Are these those new cordless speakers with biomaterials? Right. It's an infrared system with no dead areas whatsoever. They're ultra thin, and you can even decorate them with photos or paintings. Yes, but Dad was never one to do that. Look at this! Man! A high-fidelity all-in-one home entertainment system, employing 3D surround mapping and VR. With this system, composers are able to create a fully immersive sound experience that blows old surround system stuff out of the water. It's made by Tokugawa Electronics. Dad was able to get it at a reduced price. It's a wall-mounted HD TV. Okay, that I actually find funny. Because, like, we're now in, like, 4K stroke UHD TVs, HD TVs were, like, so 5 years ago or something. It's got a chaos system, too. It's lawfully good. You can set the hue to change according to your emotions. Like if you're laughing or crying. I remember things heading this way in the 20th, when they brought out washing machines and ovens with neural networks, and fuzzy logic and so forth. You're welcome to turn the TV on. Ooh. News report?
こんにちは。ニュースオーダーの時間です。ビヨンド建設記念日を間近に控えた今日、地球へ帰ろう運動の決起集会が行われました。集会には約1万人以上のリーペイトリエイティストらが徳川ビル前に集まり、BCP の間に衝突もありましたが、怪我人は出ておりません。BCP では建設記念日に向けてテロ活動への警戒を呼びかけています。以上 BBC からお伝えしました。
No.
録画ですか？
いいえ、
Never mind.
CG 合成です。私のデータからコンピュータが作り出した本物そっくりの映像です。
So what? They pay you a royalty for, like, doing things? Are these plants real? Yes, they're selectively bred to absorb large amounts of carbon dioxide. It's nice having a room full of fresh air all the time. This is a nice view you have here. You don't have any screens for your windows. There are hardly any insects on Beyond, so window screens aren't that important. The only bugs you find here are the ones like bees for pollinating flowers or flies for decomposing waste and earthworms for enriching soil. We never needed to open a window either, really. Every house on Beyond comes complete with its own life support system. They're as self-contained as a spaceship. You'll never know when a leak in the colony could occur. I like opening the windows, though. There's something relaxing about it. You can see outside perfectly. That's adjustable glass for you. Okay, you've got a little thing here. What's that you've got there? This? Yeah, my cell phone. You mean news anchors are pretty busy, huh? That's not the main reason I have it, actually. Karen's wearing her cell phone on her hip. What are those? These are medical bracelets. You're having problems with your health? You could say that, yeah. Karen, you seem, how should I put it, different in person than on TV. You're kind of like all 3D and stuff, whereas TV is like 2D. I just can't wrap my head around it. You're still just as charming, of course. They use CG to make me look better on camera. CG? Think of it as a digital makeup. It's to cover up my complexion. Are you sick right now? Actually, my problem is more than temporary. Is it alright if we ask you a few questions? What is it? Okay. Let's try and do it in... yeah, okay. We'll focus on her. I'm a news anchor with the BBC. We always watch your program at my house. Are you off today? I'm taking some time off because of my health. I don't think anyone will know it's CG. The news they're showing right now is a CG me. I don't think anyone will be able to tell the difference. Okay, looping on to illness. Your mother was worried about an illness she said you had. Would you mind telling me about it? I have aplastic anemia. The hemostatic stem cells in my bone marrow, the ones that create new blood, have become damaged and I can't produce blood cells properly. I can become anemic or get hemorrhages or be susceptible to infection. That's why you're so pale, isn't it? I got aplastic anemia. Basically, it's a disease where you become unable to produce new blood. Okay, not that. Its cause. How did you get such a serious illness? In my case, it was exposure to cosmic radiation here. I have secondary aplastic anemia. Unlike home, the surface of beyond gets hit by a good deal of radiation. So they must have offered some form of compensation, right? Unfortunately, they haven't set up anything official yet. No. Anti-space groups like the Repatriates do offer support money, but I don't want to end up being used by people like them. Repatriate, yeah. Oh, sorry. Repatriate, yeah. They were talking about that on the news. It was your show, actually. How do you treat something like that? Someone at your father's work was saying you needed bone marrow transplant. Yeah. Dad talked me into getting immunosuppressive drug therapy. I can see why he wanted me to try that. But it's not doing much. Apparently in moderate to severe cases like mine, hormone therapy has no effect either. That bad, huh? My only remaining option is a bone marrow transplant. A bone marrow. No, the wrong voice. A bone marrow transplant. They replace my damaged marrow with marrow from a healthy person. But in order to do the transplant, they need marrow from someone with the same LHA type as me. They still haven't found someone with my type. The transplant costs are enormous too. The transplant costs, hospitalization fees, immunosuppressants. I don't know where I'm going to get all the money if we do find a donor. You don't look like you're strapped for cash or anything. It's more expensive than you think. Until recently, my position on the waiting list was 5, which is for people who can't even pay for transplant. But last month, I finally got some hope. That's why I'm always checking my phone here. Okay, let's ask about Lorraine.
ロレインのことは
母の仮葬儀は終わりました。母は友人も少なかったし、私だけの寂しい葬儀でした。
遺体は
難しいみたい。せめてお骨だけでもって思うんですけど。
残念ながらビヨンドへの遺体の持ち込みは許可されないでしょう。
父が知ったらどんなに悲しむか。
遺留品は？
遺留品も無理らしいです。
そうですか。お気の毒に。
ロレインに君のこと頼むって言われた。
そうですか。
Okay. She loved you more than my father. She was so happy when they found you. But I wasn't very nice to her. I felt sorry for Dad and everything. Mum didn't know very many people. I didn't see how she could have had any enemies. Who could have done such a thing? The police in Ola are treating it as a terrorist bombing. That's ridiculous. It happened right in front of me. That wasn't some terrorist. It has to be related to your father's disappearance. Okay. So, yeah, Sato. Do you know who someone called Michael Sato? He works at Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals. Sato? No, never heard of him before. That's actually a Japanese name, right? Actually, I do remember hearing it now. But there's a lot of people here with Japanese names, so it could be common. Even if I did hear the name before, I never met him. Oh, I missed that one. I know for sure I've never met anyone from Dad's work. Okay. Let's go on to the parents. This can't be an easy thing to talk about, but it's necessary for our investigation. What can you tell us about your parents? My father is a terrestrial who migrated to beyond shortly after it was completed. Your mother told me that they met at Tokugawa's festival for Japanese people. Yes, that's correct. He said Mum was inconsolable after your accident. Lorraine. He devoted himself to her. They married 6 months later. Mum couldn't forget you. The stronger Dad's love got, the more his jealousy grew. That's when their relationship turned sour. Mum still kept all the pictures she had of you. One day, Dad found them, and they burned every last one. Sorry, but the way the text is, it looks like bummed, which was really weird. She had no pictures of you left after that. They argued constantly, but they stayed together for my sake. That's a real Japanese thing to do. On to Hojo's job. What does your father do at Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals? All I know is he's involved with developing new pharmaceuticals. To your understanding, what of work is that? I don't know. He never talked much about it. He never discussed his work at home. Not with me, anyway. Did he say anything you think might help us? Well, one time, I can't exactly remember when exactly, he broke down in tears, saying he wanted to quit Tokugawa. He said, they tricked me. I hate my fucking job. Holy mackerel. That was it. That was all he said. He never mentioned it again. He never swore, which made it even more unusual. For someone here to say something like that, that's almost unheard of. I don't really know what he did. He was forbidden from discussing his work for confidentiality reasons. He never talked about a certain new product he was working on? No, nothing specific. Okay, let's ask about behavior. Did you notice anything unusual about your father before he disappeared? He had been acting kind of strange lately. Maybe things weren't going well at work. Your mother said he would have these breakdowns. Yes, he did. Now that you mention it, he's normally a calm person. So he definitely was different than usual. Yes, he does have a tendency to worry at times, but nothing like that. Please try to think. Even the littlest thing might make a difference. In what other ways was he different? He would become very pensive and emotional. He was like somebody else altogether. I think he talked to Mum about something, but he never said anything to me. So, Lorraine did know something. Mum didn't tell me anything either. What are your father's hobbies? Hobbies? Well, he likes listening to CDs. CDs? Yes, he has a lot of CDs he's got when he was younger. Unusual, I know. I understand how that is. We came from the same time. That's his only hobby, per se. He doesn't have any friends. So would he spend his days off here? He was almost never home since he and Mum didn't get along. Their relationship made him into a workaholic. Whenever he's at home, he would spend his time listening to music by himself. Dad's CDs are over on those shelves. Go take a look if you like. Okay. These are the CD shelves. These is Dad's hobby. Listening to music is probably his favorite thing in the world, besides work. I can see why. What with this setup, he must really enjoy a great deal. He got almost every genre you could imagine here. CDs are an antiquated media nowadays. Right, but Dad doesn't like the quality you get with optical discs. This is some collection. Your dad seems like a real audiophile. These CDs will use 3D data codes, right? Yes, that's correct. Would you like to put something on? Okay. Can we listen to this? Sure, go ahead. Okay, in a strange kind of way, I'm getting a Lethal Weapon 2 vibe from this album. Very Eric Clapton-y. I'm going to skip this dialogue. I'm just curious if anything crops up from any of these. The music creator for this game must have had a headache. He's like, how many songs do you want for this? Okay, this is very reminiscent of the intro with the doop doop doop. Okay, this is like menu music for a golf game. To me, that's what this is screaming. This is the villain revealing themselves in a Final Fantasy game. And this has been in the game already. No, I can't put something to that. This, I also think we've heard in this game. Wow, if this game was re-released now with modern ideas, there would be an achievement just for sitting down and listening to all the different CDs. Probably called Wasting Your Time or something. Can't think of a good use for that music. Okay, this is like a virtual shop in a game, again, like golf. You go into the game to buy your club, your balls, personalize yourself. Being a bit sneaky, maybe. Okay, this is like a level complete. This is your score type thing. I'm also starting to see where some of this disk space has gone, because like it's, if these are full tracks and they're like 2 to 4 minutes long, that's going to be quite a bit of a CD. Ghost of Tsushima. Fishing. This is like a fishing game. When you're on the deck, you're picking your bait and stuff, and your rod and reel. No, can't think of where that would be used. Kind of a action set piece shooty bit. Again, this is like a menu shop type of thing. I think this is like executing a plan before you start a mission. And this has just got me thinking Cowboy Bebop. Now there's 3 close together. In case you're wondering, the other reason that I'm going through them is perhaps he put something in one of the cases. Okay, so I think that's all one thing. Yep. Okay, this is like Final Fantasy, traveling between 2 destinations by boat or by airship. Again, this could be used in a fishing game. Kind of makes me think like the evasion music from Metal Gear Solid. Like, tense situation, got to get out of it. I think this is one big one. Opening credits. Something sinister could be happening. All depends how they go after this simple intro. So there's a couple of different ways they could go with this bit of music. So they could introduce a whole lot of heavy stuff and start going ba-dum-bum. But if it's staying like this, then probably a memory flashback. Final Fantasy level inside a castle. Okay, that's the same one. Something really stupid just happened. Cutscene, two people staring out at an ocean with the sun setting. Don't ask me where that came from, but that was the image it was giving me. This could be like if a credit sequence is really long, you sometimes have a couple of songs involved in the credit sequence. This could be like the middle one of 3. Oh, this we've definitely listened to before. This is the intro cinematic to the beginning of the game before you get to the start menu. Oh, no. No, this is after the start menu. This is you having the accident. I hope this isn't actually just the entire soundtrack to this game. So it's going to be really throwing me, like, if I'm building up these images in my head from the music. See, that's just background filler for a location. Are they actually going to go anywhere with this? Okay, just a drum solo. Seedy part of town. Silly part of town stroke arcade. Again, this could easily be end credit song. Someone telling a backstory. Where's it go? Where's it go after this piano? Does it indeed go anywhere? Flashback. News Network broadcasting now on the BBC.
おかしいな。音楽が鳴らない。
Ooh.
変ね。ほんとノイズばかりね。
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, we'll come back to you. Just pulled off the caper. Some sort of menu screen, maybe. That we've definitely heard in this game. The long drive. I'm envisioning person, elbow outside the car, driving. Lots of sunsets in my imagination. Love story. Not sure on that one. Planning a caper and 3 to go. And I've heard that before, but not necessarily in this game. The Golden Saucer, Final Fantasy VII-ish feel. Killing time. Okay, let's go back to this one. Hey, this one doesn't have a title. Has a bunch of noise too. It's a blank CD case. Maybe it's from a private collection of his. There's no title on this one. It's a blank CD case. Maybe it's from a private collection of his. No. Yeah, it's data. Why can't I take it? Okay, we don't have... How do we get the CD? He doesn't really have any apart from his music. He's very particular about sound quality. I'm not surprised given the equipment here. You saw Dad's collection, plenty there to keep him busy. I'd say his work is his real hobby. I suppose he's your typical Tokugawa employee. Mum probably wasn't satisfied with that kind of husband. Okay, let's ask about disappearance. Do you have any theories about what might have happened to your father? He's not the type of person to disappear and not tell anyone. He must have become involved in something. Did he mention anything in particular before he went missing? Actually, yeah. The word Plato several times, but I don't know what he meant about it. Again, with this Plato, or Pluto, whatever it is. You can't recall anything else. I was away on assignment at the time. When I got back, Mum had already left for home. If I'd been here, I wouldn't have let her do something like that. Plato. So you don't know what he could have meant by this Plato or Pluto. You're the one introducing the Pluto thing. Your mother mentioned it too. I wish I knew. There's nowhere with a name like that in here. Ask about. Maybe it's some sort of code name. I hadn't talked much with Dad lately. What about the 15th of last month? The 15th? You mean the last time anyone saw Dad? Like I said, I was away on assignment. There's no sign of anything had contact with him after the 15th. Okay. Come on, put it together. There's got to be blank. Maybe it's from private collection of hymns. Okay. Hojo's room. Ooh.
北条さんの部屋を見せてもらえないかな。
父の部屋。ああ、書斎なら。
書斎があるんですか。
ええ。
それじゃあ書斎を見せてもらえますか。
どうぞこっちです。ここが父の書斎の日本間です。
Okay, give me a moment. Right, so, in here, straight away.
そのカードは？
父の ID カードじゃないかしら。それは確か予備のコピーカードです。父は用心深い人でしたから。
徳川製薬のガードマンが持っていたものと同じだ。
カレンさん、ちょっとこれ預かってもいいかな？
いいですけど、徳川には内緒ですよ。コピーがあったなんて知れたら大変ですから。
Okay, that's new.
日本古来の家紋表です。父はどうしてこんなものを貼っていたんでしょう。家紋の下に大役が書かれているわ。
The Tokugawa logo comes from the family crest, right? He had to leave a reason for putting it here. Okay. Let's see what it says. Dosan Soto. The Narashuko or Fringud Pink. It says he was the one who originally made this flower in the crest. Okay, so it's just gonna read it. Fantastic. Let's see what it says. Yoso Tokugawa, the Tokugawa Oi or Hollyhocks. It says this became the Matasuria family crest from their relationship with the Kamo shrines, and was later inherited by Tokugawa. We have them to thank for that putrid logo. Let's see what this one says. Toshike Made, the Kaga Umbriachi or Kaga Plum Blossom. Maida designed this to stand out from all the other plum crests that were around at the time. Some people think he was a descendant of the Sugihawa family. That's what I heard anyway. Let's see what this one says. Mitsuyari Ishada, the Kuyo. It says the Kuyo were heavenly bodies originally used for the fortune-telling in ancient India. This looks somewhat familiar. Yet I can't think of anything. Okay. Let's see what this one says. Nagamasa Asai. Ken Hanabishi inside Mitsuromi Kiko, or flower diamonds inside 3 tortoise shells. This is from the Isizkama Shrine in Hiroshima Prefecture. It came from the shape of a large boulder in front of a subordinate shrine. That's what I heard anyway. I'm going to skip over the let's see what this says. Haidika Kobiya Kiwa, the crest of the Katori family, originating from Katori Shrine in Chiba Prefecture. The Katori Shrine also used the Goshikichi no Kari as a Policenauts flower pattern. That's what I heard anyway. You know how hard it is to try and do Japanese in a voice like this? Sono Hojo, the Hojo Yoroko or scales, says the scales came from a dragon. This isn't my father's family crest. Even though his family name is Hojo, he's not a natural crest he uses. This is speaking in general terms. There's a legend about its origin. One night, the regent of Kamakura, Tokumuso Hojo, went to pray for the posterity of his descendants at Inshuma, when a half-human, half-snake woman appeared before him and gave him 3 scales. He tried to ensure that posterity by making the scales into a family crest. So these are snake scales. Takasuna Sakai, the Mayori. This belongs to the Omnigeni clan, of which Sasuke was a member. It's supposed to represent a dying pattern, or so I heard. Okay, and you? That's Japanese colored paper, or origami. Dad wrote one of his favorite words on it. What does it say? Udo. It means the high road. He used to say one should always walk the high road. Dad told me he owes his success as a scientist to living by this philosophy. Okay. That's a hanging scroll, or a kakichiku. That sounds like you're tickling something. Hakichiku. Is it a talisman? It's a Japanese custom to decorate the alcove with art and writing. What's written on it? My doctrine is that of a ill-pervading entity. Dad said it's part of Analects of Confucius. What's it written on? Okay. No, stuck in a loop.
それはロレインの。
母さんの仏壇。まだホームから遺体が届いてませんけど。
遺体をビヨンドへ入れるには手続きが非常に難しいんだ。
母さんも日系人だから仏壇に。
ロレインが死んだのは俺の責任だ。彼女は助けを求めてきた。俺を頼って。しかし俺は彼女を追い返した。辛かったんだ。
でも母さんは幸福だったはずです。あなたに会えて。それが何よりもの慰め。
Okay. This is actually the Hojo family altar. I never imagined I'd need to use it for this so soon. Okay. What's in the drawers? There was some sume and suzuri in them before, but they're empty now. There was what? Sasumi and Suzuri, ink and inkstones. He used them in calligraphy. Dad hadn't been using the drawers lately, so there's nothing in them. Is this adjustable glass? That's Shoujo glass. It's made to resemble Shoujo. It's a high-tech glass that lets you control the permeability of light. Shoji are Japanese screens or doors made out of Japanese paper called washi. It doesn't break as easily as real shoji since it's glass. Yeah. Why is the area of this room higher than the rest? That's the alcove, or tokinoma. It's a special area of the room reserved for placing decorations. Carry on traditions ain't cheap. Is this artificial? No, it's real. It's a home fern, if I remember right. This is a nice pot too. Mum took good care of it. You don't come across this variety very often on Beyond. You've got plants in the living room as well? We've always kept a lot of plants around the house thanks to Mum. Not really seeing much else. So how? Show the ID card. It's a copy, so don't tell anyone at Tokugawa about it, okay? Yes, of course not. We promise. Leave.
カレンさん、どうも役に立ちましたよ。
カレン、すまなかった。
私、真実を知りたい。だから約束してくださる？どんなことが分かっても父に関すること、私に隠さないで教えてください。母に代わって依頼料は払います。
分かった。約束しよう。しかし金はいらない。この件はロレイン本人から頼まれたものだ。依頼人はロレインと俺本人だ。カレン、この写真。
この写真。
ロレインとの写真だ。処分は君に任せる。
どうして？
ロレインはここにいる。このビヨンドに生きている。俺のところじゃない。処分は任せる。
分かったわ。ジョナサンって呼んでもいいかしら？
ああ。
ジョナサン、私さっきは言い過ぎたわ。ごめんなさい。
カレンさん、ロレインがあんなことになったんだ。あなたも安全とは言えん。何かあればすぐ BCP まで連絡してください。部下を送ります。
ありがとう。
じゃあカレン。
あ、ジョナサン、
なんだ？
あなたずっとタバコ加えてたわね。
こいつは病気なんだ。気に障ったのなら。
いえ、母からはそんな話聞いたことないから。
大丈夫。このビヨンドにいればやめるさ、きっと。
そうね。じゃあ
失礼するよ。ジョナサン、気を落とすな。時間がかかるが、きっと彼女も分かってくれる。
だといいが。
So we've got to find something else for that CD. So there's going to be another location with CDs, and one of them's going to be a music thing. So let's drive to the BCCH.
BCCH へ行って、北条の担当していた薬局員に話を聞こ
う。俺は病院と注射は苦手なんだが。
俺だってそうだ。患者じゃないんだ。気を楽に行こうぜ。しかしあの DDS の話からすると、この先注射はなくなるかもしれんぞ。
うん、そうなると困るな。
どうして？
病院を嫌う口実がなくなる。看護婦に甘える口実が減る。
たくましいやつだ。ジョナサン、これがビヨンド1のマンモス病院、ビヨンド中央病院 BCCH だ。
でかい病院だな。
さあ、北条の手がかりを探そう。
And on that note, I'm gonna cool it for now, so I can system save. So what's that bring us up to on time? Okay, coming up to 5 hours. That's not too bad. So yeah, this has been a blast. Thanks for watching. Till next time, have a good one.